Hey everybody, Dan here with Fin Feather for Outfitters. Today we're looking at a Colt Grizzly. Launched in 2024, approximately a year ago. This was launched with the Viper and the Kodiak. This is the Grizzly, chambered in 357 Magnum. I brought out my Colt Python to do some comparisons with. We're going to talk about this because this thing is beautiful and there is a lot to say, so let's go. The Colt Grizzly is a double action 357 Magnum revolver. It is a 6-shot, and what it offers is a bit different. It has an unfluted cylinder, which I think looks super cool, and a vent-ribbed barrel. See that? Much like the Python. Identical to the Python. Also, what is identical is the sight system. You'll notice, and this is from 1994, this is 2024, so we're looking at 30 years. Look at those sights, exactly the same, and we'll look at the front sight, exactly the same. The Grizzly has a 4¼ inch barrel. This mirror-like finish is unbelievable. It is so nice, and that's why when I went with the Python many years ago, I wanted stainless. The blued are just as nice, all right? It's just a matter of preference. But this is gorgeous. You can see that it does have the metal shroud around the barrel itself. But this is also ported. It has 6 ports right there. And those ports will reduce muzzle rise, making quicker follow-up shots and transitions. There's no doubt about it. Right? It's a fact. I've shot enough to know that it does actually do what it's supposed to do, and that is to cut down on the recoil. And with the 357 Magnum, it could use it. Now this is an all stainless steel revolver throughout. It has a much like that hasn't changed at all. It's a push-back cylinder release. Everything is well machined. When Colt came back with the snake guns and now the bear guns, okay, you may be able to see that there. There's an imprint of a bear paw, and it says Colt Grizzly right there. When they came back with these, originally they had some issues. They had since cleaned them all up, and now they're performing great. Rubber grip, some texturing on there. Okay, I'm a fan of wood on stainless, but this has a nice feel. Fits my average size fingers quite well. The double action, not bad at all. No stacking on there. Let's see, I could stage it right there and then drop that hammer. All right, we'll see it does have a transfer bar safety. All right, it uses that, and the single action is super nice. Colt does such a nice job. Now, this is the main thing that I compared it with my Python off camera. Okay, some similarities here. Well, let me first show clear. Safety first. All right, but that single action. Now, this has a lot of round through it. It's a 1994. Double action. It's a little bit smoother, but it's a different revolver. This was all hand assembled, polished, everything done by hand back in the day. Now they use machinery. They look equally as nice. They kept the same vent ribs and sight system and frame and everything. It looks identical to the originals. And you know, we got the ejector, everything internally beautifully machined. But they make them different, but they cleaned up the problems that they originally had on its launch. So the price for this is going to be expensive, all right? It's a Colt revolver. Can we just get that out of the way? You're looking at gun store price just shy of $1,600. Now, you add the ports, the vents, the unfluted cylinder, which I imagine would cut down on some production costs. Not sure about that, but I know the ports and the vent rib barrel is quite expensive, all right? And so you add all that together, you have a pretty expensive revolver. It'll ship in this big Colt case. It's blue, just not much in a revolver case. You know, it's got the chamber flags in there and lock and paperwork and so forth. So there's just not much to see in a revolver case. But anyways, this is a beautiful revolver. Love the trigger action, love the look of it, and I know at the range I would love those ports. Once again, Dan here with Fin Feather for Outfitters. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.